everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to SkyAlert USA. If you want to stay ahead of the storm and never miss a critical weather update, make sure you follow us for the latest videos and breaking alerts.
And folks, don't forget, support us by subscribing, liking, and dropping a comment below. It really helps us keep bringing you the weather coverage you need.
We cannot begin this broadcast without talking about what is now officially being called the blizzard of 2026, one of the most powerful and destructive nor'easters in American history, and arguably the most impactful winter storm to strike the Northeast corridor in a generation. The storm made its catastrophic move between February 22nd and 24th, originating as a shortwave trough off the west coast before rapidly consolidating into a bomb cyclone as it roared up the eastern seaboard. The results were absolutely staggering. Providence, Rhode Island took the crown for the most extreme snowfall totals, recording a jaw-dropping 37.9 inches of snow during the event. Let that number sink in. In a single storm, Providence received more snow than it had during the entire previous 2 winters combined. The previous all-time single-storm record for Providence had stood for nearly 48 years, set during the legendary blizzard of 1978 at 28.6 inches. The blizzard of 2026 didn't just beat that record, it obliterated it by over 9 full inches. The city also shattered its single-day snowfall record, with 35.5 inches falling on February 23rd alone, almost matching Providence's entire annual average snowfall of 36.6 inches in just one day. It wasn't just Rhode Island. The storm dumped historic totals across the entire I-95 corridor. In New Jersey, Bogota recorded 29.5 inches, while Newark Liberty International Airport logged 27.1 inches, breaking the record set during the infamous January 2016 blizzard. New York City saw 19.7 inches of heavy, wet snow, bringing the city's seasonal total to 42 inches, making this the snowiest winter since 2014 to 2015. New York deployed 2,300 snowplows and 700 salt spreaders to clear its streets after what officials called the first real old-school snow day since 2019. Philadelphia measured 14 inches, pushing its seasonal total to 30 inches, and ranking this winter among the top 15 snowiest on record. The storm's winds were ferocious. Wind gusts reached 83 miles per hour at Nantucket and 77 miles per hour at Wellfleet, Massachusetts, hurricane-force winds that knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of people. At the peak of the storm, over 644,000 customers were without electricity across the Northeast, with Massachusetts and New Jersey bearing the heaviest burden. Coastal flooding hammered shorelines from New Jersey up through Massachusetts, with high waves pounding homes in Scituate, Massachusetts as the bomb cyclone raged. AccuWeather has estimated economic losses and damage from the blizzard of 2026 at between $34 billion and $38 billion, ranking it as one of the costliest winter storms in U.S. history. The storm also turned deadly. In Maryland, a falling tree struck a vehicle during the storm's intensification on Sunday, killing 2 people and seriously injuring another. Over 9,000 flights were canceled and more than 10,000 delayed during the height of the storm. NJ Transit suspended all rail, bus, and light rail service. Schools and businesses shuttered from the mid-Atlantic to Maine. In Canada, the maritime provinces were not spared either, with Atlantic Canada taking a direct hit as the storm moved northeast. Nova Scotia saw more than 30 centimeters of snow in parts of the province, with wind gusts reaching a terrifying 160 kilometers per hour, that's nearly 100 miles per hour, at St. Joseph, Des Moines. Over 4,450 customers in Nova Scotia lost power. Moncton, New Brunswick measured 27 centimeters of snowfall, with gusts topping 90 kilometers per hour. As of today, February 27th, power restoration efforts are well underway. Eversource reports restoring power to over 295,000 customers in Massachusetts, though cleanup operations are expected to continue through the weekend. Vermont has sent snow removal crews into Rhode Island to assist with the Herculean task of moving mountains of snow.
Here is the headline that every resident from Chicago to Boston needs to hear right now. A new complex multi-day winter storm is already being tracked for this coming Sunday through Wednesday, and forecasters are issuing serious warnings. This system is expected to sweep across nearly 24 states, beginning its initial assault on the Midwest on Sunday before pivoting its energy toward the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic through early Wednesday. And critically, meteorologists are warning this will not be a simple snowstorm. This system is expected to arrive in two distinct waves, each capable of producing heavy snow and dangerous ice accumulations. The first wave is forecast to ignite in the Midwest on Sunday, then target the busy I-95 corridor by Monday morning, right as the morning commute begins. The second wave will focus its energy on the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic on Tuesday, potentially stalling recovery efforts still ongoing from the blizzard of 2026 just days earlier. The Weather Prediction Center notes that moisture overrunning a cold high-pressure system will result in a complex mix of wintry precipitation. Snow is expected across portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, and Mid-Atlantic, while areas just to the south, including parts of the Tennessee Valley and Carolinas, face the threat of sleet and freezing rain. Accumulations and storm track remain uncertain at this hour, so residents from Kansas City to New York City should monitor forecasts closely this weekend. The potential for plowable snow and dangerous icing is very real. Additionally, a clipper system is bringing modest snowfall to the northern high plains and upper Midwest this weekend, with accumulating snow from eastern Minnesota down through the Great Lakes region. Calgary, Alberta in Canada is already dealing with the impact of this system, with snowfall forecasts through Friday into Saturday, temperatures plunging to -14°C, and dangerous wind chill values.
Now we shift from the frozen northeast to the scorched south. Because while the northeast was burying under feet of snow, Florida was burning. A massive wildfire known as the National Fire exploded to over 30,604 acres this week in Big Cypress National Preserve near Naples, Florida, and it remains at 0% containment. The fire sparked during Florida's worst drought in 25 years, with conditions so dry and fuel load so extreme that the fire expanded from just 1,000 acres to over 25,000 acres in a matter of days. The consequences have been dramatic. Dense smoke from the blaze forced Florida's Department of Transportation to shut down a major stretch of Interstate 75, also known as Alligator Alley, between exits 80 and 23, closing an 80-mile stretch across the Everglades that serves as a key highway connecting Naples to the Miami metropolitan area. The highway has since reopened, but dense smoke is expected to continue pooling along the corridor, particularly during nighttime and early morning hours when wind speeds drop. This wildfire is not happening in isolation. According to the Florida Forest Service, more than 650 wildfires have been recorded statewide since January 1, 2026, burning approximately 40,000 acres total. 35 of Florida's 67 counties have active burn bans. Red flag warnings are in effect today across east-central Florida, including Volusia, Lake, Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, 100% of Florida is experiencing some level of drought, with 67% classified under extreme drought, the worst in 25 years. The drought is not limited to Florida. 100% of Georgia is also experiencing drought conditions. The cause? Florida has been locked in a bone-dry pattern since the end of the 2025 hurricane season. La Niña conditions have suppressed rainfall across the southeast, and the forecast for the remainder of Florida's dry season, which runs through May, is for continued below-average rainfall. There is some very short-term relief on the way. A cold front sweeping through the south today, and tomorrow will bring scattered rain showers into Florida's panhandle and central portions of the state through Saturday. However, meteorologists are warning this will be a temporary break at best. Drought conditions are expected to persist through the spring, and wildfire danger will remain critically elevated.
Out west, a heartbreaking and deadly story continues to unfold. A catastrophic avalanche struck on February 17th near Castle Peak in the Sierra Nevada, claiming the lives of 9 people, making it the deadliest U.S. avalanche in 45 years.
The disaster hit as massive snowfall totals, reaching 78 to 92 inches in some parts of the Sierra Nevada in just a single week, created extraordinarily dangerous snowpack conditions.
Rescue operations concluded on February 21st after the last 4 victims' bodies were recovered. Western avalanche deaths in 2026 have now risen to 16 total, according to the latest reports, following additional slides in Idaho and Utah.
Mountain travel across the Sierra Nevada, Northern Rockies and Cascades remains extremely dangerous, with snowpack instability at, really critical levels. Backcountry travelers are urged to check avalanche forecast before heading into the mountains.
As we close out February, the atmosphere is undergoing a dramatic shift from winter's cold grip toward the volatile energy of spring, and that means severe weather season is beginning to fire up. A cold front stalling near the Gulf Coast is generating daily showers and thunderstorms across the southern United States today and through the weekend. Localized heavy rainfall of 1 to 2 inches is possible across parts of the Gulf Coast through Saturday, which forecasters note will actually be welcomed as the southeast remains parched. Isolated severe thunderstorms with hail are possible across portions of northern Mississippi and northern Alabama today. Looking ahead to the weekend and into next week, forecasters at the Storm Prediction Center are monitoring a significant pattern change. A western trough and eastern ridge will begin evolving, allowing southerly winds to pump warm, moist air northward from the Gulf of Mexico, across the Central Plains, and into the Midwest. This moisture return could set the stage for a major severe weather outbreak across Texas, Oklahoma, and into the lower Mississippi Valley as early as this weekend, with storm threats extending north into Michigan by early next week. AccuWeather forecasters are already issuing outlooks for a March spring-like surge that could foster significant severe storms from Texas to Michigan. The tornado season of 2026 is expected to be particularly active, according to long-range forecasters, as La Niña weakens and an El Niño pattern begins to develop heading into the peak hurricane season.
A quick look north of the border. Canada's weather picture is complex and multifaceted as we end February. In Ontario, Toronto is seeing a mild break today, with temperatures around 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and mainly cloudy skies. But the city faces a potential mix of rain and snow returning by Saturday night, followed by more snow Sunday into Monday as that cross-border winter system develops. Ottawa remains firmly in winter's grasp, with temperatures dropping to -11 degrees overnight, with chances of flurries continuing through the weekend. In Quebec, Montreal is experiencing a slight warm-up today, reaching 0 degrees. But a complex weekend storm system will bring periods of rain changing to heavy snow Saturday night, then a dramatic temperature plunge to -16 degrees Sunday night through Monday. Alberta is dealing with significant winter impacts. Calgary has snow in the forecast through Friday and Saturday, with temperatures dropping to -14 degrees, while winds gusting to 60 kilometers per hour are creating difficult travel conditions. British Columbia and the Cascades continue to see heavy mountain snow from persistent Pacific moisture. In Atlantic Canada, the recovery from last week's blizzard continues. Nova Scotia is digging out from over 30 centimeters of snow and dealing with downed power lines from those extraordinary 160 km/h wind gusts.
Here's your 3-day forecast summary for Friday, February 27th through Sunday, March 1st. Today, Friday, the northeast is digging out, cold and clearing. There's a wildfire smoke advisory along I-75 in Florida, and rain is spreading into the southeast Gulf Coast. Blizzard conditions are ongoing in parts of Atlantic Canada. Snow is falling in the Alberta Rockies and the Northern Rockies, while it's mild and dry across the desert southwest. Tomorrow, Saturday, a clipper system brings snow to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. Heavy mountain snow continues in the Northwest Cascades and Northern Rockies. Rain reaches Florida's panhandle and central portions of the state, providing some brief drought relief. There's a dangerous mix of rain and freezing temperatures expected in Ontario Saturday night. Then, on Sunday, high alert. The next major winter storm begins to develop in the Midwest. Snow and ice threats are spreading from the Mississippi Valley eastward. Severe thunderstorm threats develop across Texas and Oklahoma. Another bout of freezing rain is possible from the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic. And temperatures are set to crash behind the system as Arctic air follows on its heels. And that is your complete SkyAlert USA weather briefing for Friday, February 27th, 2026. The blizzard of 2026 has gone down in the history books. And now, just days later, another dangerous winter system is bearing down on the same battered region. Florida is burning, the mountains are avalanching, and severe storm season is knocking at the door. Stay alert, stay prepared, and as always, stay safe out there.
If this video helped you stay informed, please hit that like button, subscribe to SkyAlert USA, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a weather alert. Drop your location in the comments and let us know how the weather is affecting your area. We'll see you in the next